Acknowledge that the land on which we live, gather, and exchange ideas is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat people. Welcome to the Brockville Museum series Out of the Vault. On this series, we take a closer look at some of the neat artifacts the Brockville Museum has in its collection. My name is Alice. I'm the Community Program Coordinator here at the Brockville Museum, and today I'm in the archives room, which is where we keep all of our paper documents. Now, one of these types of paper documents they're called ephemera. So ephemera sounds a little bit fantastical, a little bit mysterious, but what ephemera actually is these sort of documents we come across in our day-to-day lives. I'm thinking about things like grocery lists, tickets, travel brochures, invoices, receipts, all of these sort of things, documents that we accumulate over time. Now, for example, you might be taking a trip. You might be taking a trip to a different country, a different province, and when you go there, you might actually pick up a brochure that sort of describes all the different sites you might see on your trip. But once you're done your trip, you may actually just throw that brochure away because you're not going to use it again. Now, the artifact I have here today is a brochure from the Eastern Ontario Development Association. So this was a promotional brochure meant to highlight all of the different sightseeing opportunities in Eastern Ontario. So there is a section here that highlights the Thousand Islands District of Ontario, by which they mean Kingston, Gananoque, and Brockville. This particular section outlines some of the highlights you may come across if you're traveling to the area. For example, they mention things like fishing and swimming, the different boat tours that left each particular center. And you can also notice there's a small map which highlights the different routes you can take to get into Brockville. There's some great examples of marketing language in this brochure. The Thousand Islands region is called an island-dotted fairyland, which is really indicative of the marketing language at the time. As well, just again to reference the back of the brochure and looking at Greyhound, we do know that this brochure was marketed to visitors from the States as well. They do mention that there's, in the US, the bus service is called Greyhound Lines, and in Canada it's known as Colonial Coach Lines. So this can help us establish a bit of continuity between the past and the present when it comes to Brockville's tourism industry. This artifact might be great as a sort of springboard artifact. So they mention boat tours in here, and if I was doing some research about the tourism industry in Brockville, I can look at other items in the archives room, see if we have any other information about boat tours and the different tour operators that existed in the 1950s and 60s, and kind of get a sense of their history as well. So thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of Out of the Vault, and we'll see you next time.